So, hope you read my syllabus. And it's easy to follow. So, I think we have more students to come. Your name, please?
Paula Mendes.
Which one?
It's under Jewel, right there.
This?
Yes.
Okay, so welcome to the class, and if you have read the syllabus, I set up to do this for you. It's easy to follow, right? And let me see here. Okay, so you read my CV?
Yes.
So I don't need to introduce myself. So I got my BA degree in electrical engineering when I was young. 1990. Were you born there?
Not
Not
yet.
yet. What's your name, sir?
Rashad.
Which one?
Down.
This?
Yeah, down.
Okay, I need to open them a bit. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I finished my BS degree. At that time, I was layman, like you guys. Penn State University. You guys love Penn State football team?
Very good football.
Yeah. Yeah. And we came among 1991, and I came back to school 2009. That big gap. Yeah, because I had the chance to teach at the university in Indiana, Kentucky for several years under non-credit programs. And so later on, I decided that I need to get some degree, to teach officially. So I went back to school in 1909, and I can finish up my PhD degree last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm teaching officially since 2013 at Indiana University Southeast. I taught especially introduction to Buddhism, generation of Asia. Mindfulness is similar to this one. Mindfulness practice. And yeah, and later on, these are the satellite campuses that belong to Indiana University. So even now I'm here, I'm still teaching over there, online. Yeah. Okay, this one here, and they come to University of Houston a couple of years ago. And I started to teach introduction to Buddhism, mindfulness practice.
Bless you.
Thank you.
This is my, actually, I started to teach non-credit program since 2006. This is more than 10 years. That's why I want to get the diploma so I can teach officially. Okay, so okay, let me see here. Go back. So I read this information, right? You link on my website.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And this is my phone number. You can text me anytime. You can email me anytime if you have problems. I don't have an office because I'm the adjunct faculties. So if you need to see me, just let me know. Okay, we can talk after class before we share away. Okay, so this class, Buddhist meditation is theories and practice. Who are freshmen here? Wow. You read a lot? You read a lot books?
I'm sorry.
You like to read a lot of books?
You read a lot of books.
Yeah.
Oh, this class we have to read a lot. Yeah. It's not one, but I think if you love reading, you will love that. And this here, 10 to 11:30 a.m. So you don't have any special knowledge to study this class. Okay? And you don't need to buy any books. That's a blessing.
Yes.
I try to design that class. Most of my class, either I like to use some books which is cheaper for you guys. I remember that even when I was in school, during the 80s or 90s, I went to school in 1986 and 1990. Some books at that time is cost sometimes it's up to $100 because it's some technical books you do not buy, you do not find. Hi, you're welcome. So it's just different from now. They don't have what they call it's just renting, is it right? They
Yes,
call
renting.
books.
Yes.
They don't have that type of system. And yes, they have used book, but not like Amazon. You can order online. You have to find a used book by your friends. It's really hard. It's so expensive. So I know I want to keep the price up for you guys. So, but you need to read a lot. Okay. And what's the name, please?
My name is Gabby.
Which one?
Herrera's last name.
This?
No, up on top.
This?
A little down.
Sorry.
Yeah, that one.
This one?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you put the number. Okay, let me introduce myself first. I go over the class first and come back to you guys. Okay, so let's see here. Let me stop here then. Come back here. Let me stop and go around so you get to introduce yourself. Let's start with you.
What would you like to know?
Your names, your status,
Okay.
and you hold any job or why you come, what you like to study this class.
Okay, so my name is Kimberly. I'm entering my senior year. I'm an industrial psychology major, which is just corporate psychology. Let's see, I do have a job. I am the assistant to the dean of the library, so I work at MD Anderson Library.
Oh.
Yeah, awesome, great job. I get paid to study. It's pretty awesome. My boss is pretty awesome. It's really good to have an on-campus job because they understand student life. So I can call off if I need to study for a big test or have a final exam. I can just take off 2 weeks of work.
Wow.
So it's very nice. What else? Let's see. I'm also the president of the Psychology Honors Club on campus. And let's see, I'm in 2 labs right now, a couples counseling lab and an idol psychology lab. Yes.
So you have good resume then.
Yes, I need to get into grad school for psychology.
Oh really?
You have to have check mark, check mark,
Oh,
check
that's
mark.
good. So will you go to
Yes.
that school here or you will go to somewhere else?
Well, I was thinking of going out of state, but I forgot out of state tuition for grad school.
Yeah,
It's probably gonna stay my
probably
pretty.
double or triple for you.
It's quadruple. The program I want is 36,000 for out of state, but 8,000 for in state.
Wow.
Absolutely ridiculous. Like truly ridiculous. Like truly ridiculous. And for most programs for psychology, you can't work. Like it's just so intense that you're unable to have a job. So it's just loans and having a very rich family.
Okay, great. And what's your name, please?
Stephanie.
Which one?
I got the middle. Stephanie Solana.
This.
Down.
A little bit more. Right. The next one.
Right there.
Right there.
Okay. So why you like to take this class then?
Well, I'm very stressed.
Okay.
Because the grad school applications are due in like 3 months, and I still have to take my GRE, and that's like the MCAT or the LSAT, like the entrance exam. So I just needed like a nice class that I can just come in and just relax and read. And one of my friends recommended this class so that you're an
Who's
amazing
that?
professor. May Win. No.
Lady?
Yeah, female. She took it last spring and she raving reviews. So I was just like, well, now I have to come.
Well, the good side of this class is that you learn how to do meditation,
Exactly.
how to calm your mind and so forth. But the disadvantage is that, like I don't know, it's not warning, but if you love to read, you have no problems.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you have a lot to do this. I will go over the whole process of Buddhist meditation from early times up to now. Oh, welcome. This is my old student too.
He's taking it again?
No.
Oh.
This took my
Previous
intro
class.
Buddhism class. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is the main reason why
Yes.
you like to take this class to distress yourself.
Yeah, because I took
think-
yoga a lot during the summer, and it truly changed my life. So I would love to understand the history of it more.
Not history of yoga, but history of Buddhist
Yes,
meditation.
Buddhist meditation. Yes, I took an Ashtanga class, and it was a lot of meditation based, and so I was just like, let me
Yeah.
understand one.
Yeah, hopefully after this class you have enough knowledge
Oh,
and
yeah.
experience to
Exactly, I'm
handle
sure.
your mind, especially you are in psychology
Yes, yes.
degree,
Mm-hmm.
a major. It's been helpful for your career too.
Exactly, exactly.
It's just interlinked.
Mm-hmm.
With
True.
the Western psychology and Buddhist psychology, especially with meditation. Without meditation, it's just, you cannot handle it. When you deal with your patient,
Mm-hmm.
this is a tool so you to work with them.
Exactly. So I'm winning.
Yeah. This is good for you. Your name, please?
My name is Chloe, and I am a senior graduating in December.
Wow. Your major?
I'm media production with a minor in business foundations.
Wow.
I'm currently a marketing coordinator for a company, a music company, and I'm taking this class because my mom has been taking my brother and I to temples since I was like 13. So we go and we pray.
Which one?
The one right here off 45, the Gandhi.
Okay. This is not Buddhist temple. This is Taoist, Buddhist temple. It's not
Oh.
Buddhist temple.
The one right here on 45? Okay. Well, we
That's why many my students, many of my even Buddhist students, they mess up.
okay. Yeah.
You have to distinguish
The difference.
the differences.
And that's why I'm taking this class.
But you don't focus on distressing yourself, huh?
Yes, but I'm trying to find a balance. And my mom encouraged me to take it. She's like, maybe you should take it just so you can learn and maybe it'll be good for you. So I'm hoping. Yeah.
That's great then. Please.
My name is Scarlett, and I'm a freshman. And I'm not in any extracurriculars. I don't have a job. You know, kind of look good. And I'm taking this course because it's my first year of college. So I kind of want to learn the history and the basis of meditation so I get more involved into it, especially in my mind applying to grad school.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to get the experience beforehand before, you know, I crash like junior year. It's so terrible. So, yes. Yeah.
Okay. So you ready to read a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even I don't ask you to buy the books. And most of the time, I pull out the Buddhist books and sutras. So this is available online. So you need to spend.
My name is Mohammed. I am a junior. I'm studying electrical engineering.
Wow.
Yeah, like you.
Wow, really? Freshman or sophomore?
A junior. Yeah.
Oh, junior. Which field? Which field? I know which field. They have a lot of field. Like you go to many subfields in electrical engineering degree.
I haven't finalized it yet, but I do want to get into robotics and automation. It's like my final kind of goal. Right now I'm working at an optometrist's office as like an optician, so I help people with glasses and stuff like that. So that's kind of just to get through college. And the reason I'm taking this class is because I learned of mindfulness meditation, like just kind of offhand. I have like depression and stuff, so that helped me with that. And I was, interested in learning the history of it. And maybe I think because I was like self-teaching myself before, and I thought that taking a course would help kind of strengthen the basics that I have and kind of lead me more to what else I can use it for.
Yeah. Actually, this is the first class I offer, but it's similar to the mindfulness class I offered before. So hopefully they allow me to offer. continuously.
My name is Gabby. Junior year, I'm in psychology major.
Oh, okay.
I just signed up for this class because I was interested. I'm interested in studying a lot of things, but this kind of was like, I have a lot of friends that are into that whole like Buddha kind of studying, you know, the chakras and all. So I was like, I'll learn more about it. Just thought I was interested in taking it.
You're a senior too?
No, junior.
Or junior? Okay, so you go to graduate school too?
Yeah.
What type of psychology do you want to go into?
I haven't really decided yet. Yeah.
Hurry up.
Yeah, it's better, right?
Yeah.
It's better, especially if you have to prepare for your GAE
Yeah.
test, OCAP test, right?
Yeah, SoCab, quant, writing.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Or take a gap year, love. Don't rush. The school's gonna be there, but it's hard to come back to school after we take some time off.
And actually, before I went back to school, before 1909, I had a thought that I would take a degree in psychology. But after my research for many months, I gave up. It's a lot of tests. You have to
Yeah.
get a license.
Yeah, it's very intensive.
All kind of
And constantly be on top of the
a lot
practice
of
too.
competition too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not easy. But again, it's blessed for you to study Buddhist meditation. When you practice, you know how to handle your mind, and you give them the tools, the patient the tools to handle their
I do
minds.
have some impatience to work on.
Yeah, this is important. And this, as I told you, in the link
Yes.
between Buddhist meditation and Western psychology, or Buddhist psychology to Western psychology. And even, you know Carl Jung, right?
Yes.
He
The father of
used-
psychology.
the
Yes.
father of Western psychology.
Western psychology.
He used a lot of Buddhist elements, Buddhist psychology,
Really.
that apply to Western psychology nowadays.
So you're like the foundation.
Yeah.
Wow.
Please.
I'm Katrina. I'm actually one of the few people that were probably alive whenever you first went to school.
Oh, you saw me?
Well, no, here I'm 32 years old, so I'm one of the older probably. I'm returning back to school. I'm a senior. This is actually, I'll be graduating in December in psychology.
Psychology.
Wow.
A minor in anthropology. I'm thinking of going into applied cognitive, where you kind of take computer skills and knowledge with psychologists to help them like create better
Yeah.
software,
Yeah.
hardware.
Surveying and trying to
Yeah.
understand patients more. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do. I'm planning on taking a gap year because I didn't figure that out until now.
No. Yeah.
But I took this class because many years ago I was, well, I still have an anxiety and panic disorder. And I had got to the point where I couldn't leave my house. I was completely agoraphobic at one point for several years. And I finally started therapy several years back, only about 10 years back now. And it didn't help all that much until my therapist threw up her hand and was like, why don't you try meditation? And she guided me to mindfulness meditation. And that was pretty much the turning point to where it was probably a couple months after that I was started college. And I was able to leave the house, go grocery shopping, and so it changed my life. And I really want to learn more about meditation in general and all that, both for me and to try to help others. So that's.
Yeah. Last year I taught a similar class, the mindfulness class. Is geared toward the modern mindfulness practice. But here, when we study Buddhist meditation, we will study much more in Buddhist traditions. And actually, whenever people talk about meditation and mindfulness practice, it's related to Buddhism. It has some Hindu elements there, but the core principle come from Buddhist meditation. So if you learn this kind of information, and if you have this kind of knowledge and practice, later on you can advance more. And especially if they are a psychology major and in psychology, these are tools.
Right.
This is mental medicine that you can prescribe for your patient.
Yes.
I'm proof that it works.
Yeah, you can have it. Yes, sir.
My name is Rashad. I'm a corporate communication major, hoping to practice international law in the future. I'm taking this class because I was just curious. I come from a very small town, and my family's very reserved and don't travel, so I don't. Just want to learn more. So.
Where's that house?
It's called Woodville.
Where's that?
It's about.
In Texas?
It's like an hour from Louisiana and 2 hours from here.
Okay, so right now you live in Dawn?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, so.
So you are, sorry, you're a freshman or what?
I transferred here, and like when I transferred, my major things got like switched around, so I'm like 3 credits from being a junior.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and you are freshman or sophomore?
Junior.
Junior by credits.
Okay.
That helps.
Okay. So you just moved in the dorm this semester?
Yeah, I'm actually at the lofts.
Oh, wow.
This is my last year on campus, so I was like, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go hard. Ball out.
So,
My name is Ajay Carriel. I'm a junior. I'm a psychology major.
Oh wow, we have a lot of psychology here.
I don't see you guys at the meetings.
Wow.
I just came here. This is my first semester.
Alright, good.
Yeah. But I chose to take this class because it was something different from all the other classes I took. And like it just caught my attention, so I'm like, why not? You know?
You live on campus at home?
Yeah, I actually live at the office as well.
That's great. And you want to go to school too?
Yeah, I transferred here.
My name is Seth. I'm an economics major. I'm a transfer student as well, so I'm a junior. But this is my first year at like a major university. So I kind of wanted to take this class to like ease my way into it, and you know I've dealt with a lot of anger issues and depression, so kind of wanted to calm that down. And as I go home, you know, I plan to tell and teach my fiance as we're planning our wedding. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. So like I know it gets like stressful, you know, I hear a lot of things. And I don't want to not force it on her, but like yeah. And, I want to just enlighten her as well as enlighten my own self. So.
It's awesome.
So will you invite all of them to you guys will bring some gift for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Hello, my name is Stephanie. I'm a junior. I'm studying fine arts. I just have a really big passion for creating and the symbology of that. So I'm into like painting and ceramics and pottery. But I guess I really enjoy meditation. I think the first time I really studied it was in anthropology. I wrote a paper on how, you know, there's a big correlation between meditation and like relieving stress in daily life. And I'm really into like consciousness. And I don't really know much about Buddha and his journey, so I was just really curious. Learn a little bit more.
So you practice every day now?
I would say every other day.
Every other
Yeah,
day?
I
How
try.
long? 10 minutes, 20 minutes?
I try to. I aim for 30 minutes.
Oh, good. Wow. Good. Every other day?
Mm-hmm.
That's great then.
Mm-hmm.
That's just that your medicine.
Yeah.
I'm Sean. I'm a senior economics major, and the reason why I took this class was because last semester I took a previous class with Intro to Buddhism, and through that I learned how to meditate and like all the different meditation methods. So I was meditating on and off throughout the summer, and I realized like a big change in my like mentality and how I think about things. So I've just been a lot happier after that, after I've been meditating. I meditate for like 20 minutes at a time, but like probably like twice a week. But yeah, I just wanted to learn more about meditation.
Wow. So can you share with them how was my class last semester?
Oh, it was nice. It was
a
very
big group, right? A big group of students.
Yeah, it was a big group of students, and like at the end of the year or semester, we got like super close, I guess. Because we just, throughout the class, we just do discussions and like we, you know, talk, I don't know, it's just like discuss among each other, and I guess we just get to learn about, you know, people's experiences, and it's just a very close group, so. It's,
And you've been at my temple?
yeah, I've been to his temple. He required us to go to his, or not to his temple, but to a temple. So we went to his temple, and there was like a bodhisattva, which is like a teacher, kind of, in a way. And it was like a celebration for this bodhisattva, so there was a lot of like, there was performances, singing, and food, vegetarian food. It was good. Yeah, that's it.
Well, actually, this Sunday we have the one.
Really?
Yeah, what called Parents Appreciation Day. If you guys come, you guys can have extra credit. But you have to write 500 words to get 20 points. If you want to, this is optional. But since this is, yes?
Could you email us more information about it?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
I will, after this I will explain to you.
Okay.
But yeah, we have this time and early in November, June, 2 special events at our temple. It's basically you just attend and write up only a short paper about 500 words. It's about one page.
Yeah, sounds good.
More than 1 page, and you get 20 points. That's all. Extra. But as the part of requirements, since this is the Buddhist meditation, you need to have 2 meditation practicums. You need to come to my center on Saturday, on 2 Saturday, or later on, so that you can feel. You see, when you practice, you could feel it's different way from the classroom. Yeah, you need to sit down and contemplate and look into your mind. So please.
My name is Brianna, and I'm a media production major.
What's that?
Media production.
Oh, media production.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a freshman. I wanted to take this class because I've been like interested in like the subject for a while, but I haven't really looked into it, and I just want to be like healthy, like spiritually also. So.
Yeah. Well, you just get out of high school.
Yeah.
Oh, you stay in the dorm now?
No, I'm commuting.
Where?
It's like 40 minutes to an hour away.
Where's that?
Northwest.
Up north.
Up north?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great then. So we have a few psychology major, economic, finance. Hi, welcome. Yeah, we have this subject. Yeah. Your name, please?
My name's Elaine.
Which one? This?
Yes.
This one, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you are the last one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we just introduce each other, so please you can, if you can.
Okay, my name's Elaine Eckstein. My major is accounting.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not usually in this area of university, so I had to find it. So, it's a long walk.
Okay.
I usually go just to the Bower Hall, so. Yeah.
Would you like to take this class?
I did. I've always been really interested in it, and it seemed something like help with the stress from work, so I'm hoping it does.
Yeah, actually, up to now, life is so busy, right? We're so busy with all kind of information. We're busy at work, at school. Anyone of you have family yet? Yeah, children?
Yeah,
How many
12-year-old.
children? How many?
1 12-year-old.
Oh, okay. It's thankful for you.
Oh, yeah.
And you ready to, right?
Yeah. I have a fur baby. Her name is Sunny.
And she's still in school and she's working.
She's working at Baylor College of Medicine.
Oh, really?
She already has her master's, so I'm gonna get my MBA after here.
That's good. And she
Power
headed
couple.
up to be a doctor?
She's a physician assistant.
Oh, PA. Wow, that's good then. Wow, you got a good future. Okay, anyway, so again, hopefully after this class you know the truths, how to express yourself as well as helping other people. If you are a doctor, psychologist, or teacher, whichever position you have. But again, be ready to read a lot. In Buddhist class, we have only one book. But in this class, because I want to go over from the early history of Buddhism and Buddhist meditation up to now. So I think after this class, you have handful of information as well as some kind of experience to do the practice. Like I told my student in my mindfulness class, that having knowledge is not enough. You need to sit down and look within yourself, calm down your mind. So there's this class. After you accommodate all kind of information that we studied in the class, you need to sort out or some kind of dedication to practice, even a couple minutes, 5 minutes, 10 and so forth per day. So that can feel how you change your mind, how you change your life. And you are your own doctor. And that's the way you experience, but you have that kind of own experience. You experience yourself first before you share this kind of knowledge and information to your patient, or to your friends, or whoever, your future wife. So anyway, so it's important that we do some kind of practice. And until you have that kind of hand-on practice, otherwise it's not easy to understand. Yeah. Okay. So let me see here. Let me go over again. Let's see here. So we miss only 2 students. Okay. So let me go again briefly, right? So this is my website, and I finished up my PhD degree last year. And this is my phone number. You can text to me or email to me any question about the class. If you're late, if you could not make to the class or anything happen, please contact me. And if you read the attendance, it count. Let me go down. I count points for attendance, because it's so important for us to learn together. Like my Buddhist class that we learn together in the classroom. So attendance is so important. I know with more experience for teaching many years. Toward the end of the semester, you know, right? We burn out. You burn out. So do I. So, but still, we try to have the kind of discipline and patience to learn together. Especially this class. And for my other class, actually I'm teaching 3 classes this semester. Let's see here. This is my class. 1, 2, 3. And these 2 classes, this one, this is hybrid. This is, I get require students to come to class 2 times per semester, but they have to go to field trip 3 times. And I can try to experience out, and hopefully after this semester I can do that way too. So this is only class that this is face-to-face class. Okay, and again I don't have office yet because I'm adjunct faculty. So again, if you have any question, let me know before and after. Okay. And you don't need to have any books. You need to buy any books, but you need a lot. And no special, no special knowledge Yeah, so you need to know computer. Yeah, most of you know, right? Okay. Move down here. So if you read it now here, there's 100 points. There's 1/5 of your grade is attendance, because I value that. I know this is still important to learn together. I learn from you guys too. And daily reading response, 8 points. With reading response, we have about 27, 28, but I take 25 of them. Okay, so about 200 points. So each, you like ask me?
No,
so it's better with no experience, no teaching experience. Better for you to write your reading response first, so that you know the materials that we are going to discuss, so that you can share with your friends and they can give you the feedback. That is the techniques that I taught. So I've been teaching for many years. And here, 2 meditation practicums and their report. So it's 50 points. Only half day, 10 a.m. to 1. That's all. Only 4 hours. But I don't ask you to listen for that 4 hours. Don't worry. All right, we alternate. We do the sitting, standing, walking, even body scan. You did that with us, right?
No.
Yet, yeah. And then we have the what you call mindful eating too. Yes, for that 4 hours. So don't worry, it will not much for you. You learn that experience. But according to my student, my previous student feedback, that is better to have 2. Last time we had only 1 time, so they said it's not enough. So that's why I set up the 2. One is in September, another one is probably in November. Let me see now. And the title, abstract, outline, and brief summaries of final research paper, you have 10 points. Now, I forgot to put this, since we have small class, I can give you options. You can do either run the paper or presentation. As I put there. A presentation, this is final day, it's about 20 minutes. You can do any presentation, any final research paper that relate to Buddhist meditation. That's throughout the course. You can pick up any topic, there's plenty. So, but I need to have title, abstract, and outline, brief summarize what you want to do for your presentation or your final paper. So for the presentation, since we have only 1 hour and a half, so we may need to we may have only 4 students at the most. So this week or next week will be the last one. I mean, by next Thursday, let me know if you like to do presentation. So only 4 of you, because we have only 1 hour and a half. So the rest you do final research paper. Okay, so think about that. Okay, and this is again this one here. 11 assistant. This is not much for you guys, right? Right? Especially if you're seeing.
I was just saying psychology is like 10,000, 12,000 at the minimum. This is nice.
I just want to spread out. You see, I want to spread out. Especially this my it's not policy, but it's my approach that I don't want to give the students too much stress, because you guys have too much stress already. Right? You guys come here to learn how to de-stress.
Yes.
Whether in my Buddhist class, Asian religion class, or this one. So I like you got to enjoy. When you are not stressed out, you learn more. You might more often. Is that right?
It's more receptive.
Yeah, more receptive. Yes. But if you're so stressed out, like when you walk in the class to take the test, right? If you're so frightened, whatever, sometimes you know the answer, but you circle the wrong one. Is that right? Yes. And even you stop there. Even you know you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do, but just because you have that kind of anxiety you couldn't handle the task. So I don't want to do that. So again, my structure is, you look at this here, attendance, 1/5 of the rate, meditation practicums. I hope that these two practicums you enjoy that. Yeah, a little more relaxation, and the important is the final research paper or the presentation, 9 points. Okay, so I think you can handle and you can enjoy the class. I give you a lot of options later on. You can work, especially for the class attendance. Even I put on the syllabus. Let me see here. Here. Okay. Okay. Have 20 extra points for field trip. Any field trip, either you want to come to my temple, especially this weekend, or any place, any Buddhist meditation center, and write it report for at least 500 words, you get 20 extra points. And here, even the published to receive an A in the class participation, you need to be here most of the time. I give you 2 on the skill absent, and after that, please, if you're sick, and if anything happen in your families, anything, who knows? Sometimes it's happened to me too. And you will get married this semester?
No, in 2018.
18, January 1st?
No, October 26th.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Actually, I did one wedding ceremony for a couple back in Louisville, Kentucky, January 1st of 2006 or 2007. Yeah. Anyway, so please, if you have any problems, like your cars break down on the street, or you have ticket and so forth, let me know. Okay, but try your best to attend the class so that you can learn here. And otherwise, like my class with some of my students, they miss more than 10 days. So you need to make up. I give that type of leeway too. That's okay, but still, it's better to come so that you can learn together. Okay. Yeah. And here, to weekly qualify written response, you can do that, and based on the questions, I pause on that with you for you guys. So like today's you need to hand any written response, but on Thursday, send from this Thursday, the first one. Okay. And please remember this. Try to write. Actually, sometimes I don't want to put this sentence, but many of my students, they just cut and paste. You do that, especially if you're senior, right? You cannot do this, cut and paste. Yeah, it's just, you don't learn much, right? You learn when you write. Of course, we learn from other people. You get information from other articles, books, and so forth. But we need to analyze, we need to recognize which one is more suitable for our class, whichever. So again, you learn in high school, you're not supposed to cut and paste, right? Yeah. Okay. So who is a freshman here? Oh, you, okay. You just got out of the high school? You stay in your dorm now? Oh, good. Okay. Hopefully you won't stress out you too much. But again, you did a lot. Okay. Now, yeah. So I put the deadline by Friday, October 6th. That's the outline, so that I can give you the feedback. What topic you like to present or to write about. Sometimes with my own experience, sometimes before I didn't put the requirements for the title and outline. Some of my students at the end of the semester, they get me some kind of weird paper. It's out the subject. So it's better to prepare. That's what you want to write, what you want to talk about. Yeah. This one here, the purpose of having a well-defined title is help you to focus on the subject that we learn in. And again, this is the PowerPoint presentation. Most of you have done this before, right?
Yes.
So it's no problem. Yeah. Okay, and this is final research paper. Yeah. And here, even when you write the written response, so please don't use Wikipedia. Of course, sometimes, because of the general information, I may use Wikipedia for information, but not for writing. You understand that? Mm-hmm. Because especially if you're a senior, you go to graduate school, you need to read the academic articles. Mm-hmm. And if you are later on, if you be professors, you write your own articles, you publish your paper. You don't use that. You can use that source, right? You can use that information to go to the source. That's fine, but not using that source. Okay. Okay, and this is at least 5 academic sources. Footnote and note, you guys know that, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and here, half day. This is my temple here. This is Sugar Land. You guys, anyone of you live around that area? Where's that?
Like 59 in Bissonnette.
Okay,
so
not too far.
Yeah, not too far.
Oh, you live there too?
Oh no, not in Sugarland, but I live like 15 minutes away. So
oh, okay.
I grew up in Sugarland.
Oh, really?
Yeah, by Sweetwater area. By Clemens High School.
What's that?
Sweetwater, First Colony.
Oh, First Colony,
yeah.
Okay, it's not too far.
It is far now. I live in Houston, so.
Downtown?
Yeah, I live in downtown now.
Okay. On weekend.
On weekends,
on Saturday, September the 30 and November the 11th, 9 to 1 p.m., only 4 hours, and you would not have any traffic on this is my temple here, and this Sunday, 10 a.m. we have that celebration. You can come for the abstract credit if you like. Okay, only 5 minutes, and after that you write 7 to 9 reports. It's not much. Take a couple of pages. Write about your experience. Yeah, I think you may enjoy that. Right. Okay, and even I give the option. Some of my, if you, how many of you can come this day? Okay. Yeah, unless you have really difficult times to make up these times, this day, I can give you an option. But if it's affordable, if you can come together, okay. So please remember this day. Put in your calendars. Anyone if you working on weekend? Where you work?
Oh, I work at a retail store. So,
okay.
But I mean, it's 2 weeks. I'll give them notice.
Yeah. Okay. You work too?
Yeah, but I can give notice.
Oh, good. That's why it's better. Yeah. Please mark in your calendar.
I have a test on the 30th for one of my accounting classes. He makes them on. It's from, I want to say 10 to 12:30.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
I already looked at like you could do it at home or.
Okay. That's this is an exceptional case. So that's why I know sometimes the students have that kind of problems with working, studying, taking tests. That's okay. You can handle, but not easy by yourself.
No, yeah, I know. I said you can't talk.
Yeah. I remember that the last couple of years I taught the mindfulness class online, and I assigned my student to do meditation practicums at home by themselves, only 4 hours, and they said it's still tough because these 4 hours I told them, of course I trust them, that you need to turn off everything. You turn off your computer, turn off your cell phone, This means you get out of this kind of electronic stuff. And it's a bit tough for students, some people. We get used of having them constantly, right? As if they like part of our life, right? So it's not easy, but meditation helps us to detach from those attachments for a few hours. But it's tough for them. It's not easy. That's why if we have group meditation, it's much easier for us to follow and work together. But anyway, so we'll see. All right. So that's why I give that option. Okay. Oh, that's good. Have you ever stayed by yourself, alone, by yourself for a day, without using any electronic stuff like computer, cell phone, iPad, and so forth? You have it? Oh, okay, you have that too? 1 day, 2 days?
3.
3 days by yourself? In mountain or in forest?
I have a ranch in Condalia, Texas, so I just go out there, hang out with my goats.
That's nice.
That's so cool.
I grew up at the lake until my early 20s down near Corpus Christi, so it was out in the middle of nowhere right off the lake. And I would actually go camping for 2 or 3 days out there, just out by the water and stuff.
Well, anyone of you? Right, so you see, nowadays we so attached with this kind of electronic stuff, right? We cannot get away from them. But this meditation could help us to relax, to go back with the nature, with our mind, our body, and environment. Enjoy the present moment of environment where you live, instead of texting, instead of checking. You guys use Facebook or Instagram. 3 years constantly, right? I need to look at what my friends will say or the news and so forth. We bombarded with all kinds of information. That's why we stress out. That's why, like computer, right? You need to defragment computer always get stuck. We accumulate. We save so much information in here. That's why we need to delete them. We need to push them out so that we can be stress free. And again, in the class, please for out the spread. So please, if you could turn off your cell phone, and of course, if you need to use laptop, that's great. But for the class, some of my students, and especially when we have big group of students, some of them they stick back there. And play around. Just waste of time. Okay. So again, we have to be mindful. That is what this class is for, and this is good practice for you too, right? When you go to take a test, when you have interview, when you deal with your patient, you have to be mindful with things that you're doing, that you're dealing with other people. If you're not mindful, if you're sincere, if not serious, they will cut off that relationship with you. Is that right? You need to have in tune with the environment, with the situation, with whichever thing you're doing. That's what we call live in the present moment. Forget the past. Don't look too far to the future. Live it here. Okay. Okay, let's see. This is the option, right? You can handle, right? Let me know. You think you can handle at home by yourself, or you go to the other meditation center?
I'll probably go somewhere else. Not that day, but I don't know if I could stay at home and not do something.
Okay, that's better. It's better to participate in some kind of group practice. Okay, so again, we judge each other, to be honest, right? In any work. Otherwise, it's a problem for ourselves, especially if you go to graduate school, if you want to be professor or whichever profession you want to do. Okay, please, if you can turn off If you have emergency, let me know, okay? And it will be stressful. And if something happen, I may modify the syllabus, but most time I like to do that. Here we have, probably we don't have the class installation, it depends. I don't know. We don't have a problem with the weather here, right? But back in Indiana, Kentucky, when I was there, especially in the spring semester, sometimes get stuck in the snow. You don't have this here. Who came down from the north? Any one of you? Where was that?
I was born in New York, so.
New York? It's really hot in the winter?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you know, sometimes, especially, it's danger for you to drive on the snow and when it's ice. We don't have problem here, right? Except raining, right?
Flooding,
Hurricanes or
Oh,
something.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How about, is that, what do you call, after Katrina, what do you call, what happened here in Houston?
Hurricane.
Rita, what?
It was.
Is that
We
right?
had
Ice, yeah, ice. You guys still young at that time?
Yeah, class was canceled for a week
Yeah.
for me.
You guys still young?
I remember that.
You guys still in high school?
Yeah, middle school.
Middle school?
Middle school for me.
Okay, I went out there. I went to Biloxi, Mississippi to do the charity work out there. And I went to New Orleans and Kenya too.
A lot of the Katrina refugees came to Houston.
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot. Anyway, so they won't have any problem with weather. Okay, so email. Okay, here is the class today. We review about introduction to the class, review the syllabus, Buddhist meditation. Understand? Okay, any question before we move on? Any question? Okay. Before we move on, yes, today we talk about the life of Buddha and for Son, right? Son, okay. That's the plus. Then you know more about Buddhism than others. How will you have know something about Buddhism? What do you know about?
Just know like Siddhartha Gautama was the Buddha, and he like left his life of being a prince to find enlightenment.
The Eightfold Path. I don't know, just like righteous living.
Okay. You want to stand up and stretch out for a couple of minutes before we go on? You like to? It's up to you. You want to stretch out a couple of minutes? 1 minute?
Let's do it.
It's up to you. Yeah, before, okay. And here, you want to stretch out or want me to call continue? Okay, let me, so, okay, now, this is a book I use in my introduction to Buddhism, but you are in a portion of that, the first 71 page. And it's there. I scan and upload over there. You don't need to buy this book. It's cheap up there. You need to buy this book, especially when you go to. Okay, let me see here. To do this, you again read this one, right? Yeah, to do this, and now to do this is syllabus information content. All of you access to this one, right? So here for the syllabus, let me see. Okay. You just click. Let me see. For example, for today, you did click on this one and you see the information. So everything's there for you.
So we have a reading response Tuesday and Thursday usually.
Yeah, but not today.
Just one.
Only one. Yeah.
One a day,
One
twice
day.
a week.
Twice a week. That's all.
Over that specific reading that the link is for. Okay.
I will go over again. So here, you just click on pre-class reading. So today you don't need to hand on any doing this one, you click on this. Yeah, here the chapter, and here the information you can read online. Okay, or you can download. Let me see here. You can go back here. Okay, and this is syllabus and the informations, and syllabus again, the information here. This is for you to read the general resource. If you like how to, this is information about Buddhism, about bar, and so forth. Dictionary. If you later on you may encounter some strange words. Zen, dictionary of Zen, dictionary of Buddhist iconography, and so forth. Buddhist terminology, this is there. It's like the dictionary. Okay. And each week, for example, week 1. Okay, this information for you to read. That's all. The important thing is from the syllabus, right? You read the information on the syllabus. This one, the extra one, if you like to read more information. Otherwise, you need to focus on this primary. Syllabus is considered as the link to the syllabus is considered as the primary reading for you. And these are the secondary, if you want to read or not. But sometimes you need to read more in order to do the question. And I give you the option that you just write essay. Again, there's no multiple choice in my class. I know you guys stress out so much that I don't like to do that type of multiple choice. One of my students who lived at my temple, he's freshman too. He just attended the class yesterday, and he told me that in his chemistry class, he had 1, 2, 3 tests, 2 tests, 3 tests, and 1 final. The final is around 30 points. It's pretty heavy. I don't want to do that for you guys. Yeah, so you have time to prepare for your presentation, for your paper. So hopefully you enjoy it. Okay. Yes?
When are the reading responses due? Like what time? Are the reading responses due? Like at the end of class on the date that reading is assigned?
It's better if you can send to me before the class. That's okay too. But the reason why we have this type of reading response is that you learn more before the class. And when you come to class, we have this type of discussion, and they give you some kind of feedback, some kind of information. That's in the learning process. We learn together. Okay. Yeah. So again, for the information, if you see information here, that's for you to read, right? If you could not find the information that provided in the syllabus, to the link to this of the syllabus, you need to go here to look for, or you can go on the website. I mean, on the internet to search out, especially the article and so forth. Okay. So let's see here. What is it? Okay, it's week 1 and week 2. Again, this is here a lot. So again, I don't ask you, I don't require you to read all right? But it's up to you. Okay, let me go back here. Let me see here. Okay, for example, now here, pay attention on the content. Yeah, okay. For example, okay, you let me show over this one. This is the guideline for reading response. Guideline for choose a title and writing outline. I put the date, the due date, and guideline for writing a full check report is optional as this Sunday. This coming Sunday, and one is not, one is in November. It's the optional. And guideline for writing final paper, for doing final presentation. So, okay. Here, read respond. So please pay attention on the content here. Okay. Read respond. For example, this reading requirements. You need to read this. The information optional, but here this one you need to read all in order to do the reading respond. Okay. So this one here, this is the page. Yeah, let's go there. You can download, you can read online. It's up to you. Okay. Okay, here. So that one of the following question. You pick up one of the question to write the essay. Like the essay, really respond. It's about I think 300 words. Is that right? Let me see here. Okay, so you click on here. You guys know to use turn it in, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So pick up any question and write. And the first three real respond is pretty easy, but later on you read a lot. Need to read a lot to respond to the question. Okay. So here, for example, reading requirements for reading respond number 3. Here. Okay. So I put, you don't need this books, but I put the page number for you to read. You don't read the whole book, but just you read the portion of that. And this one here, probably this is a lot, but I think you can handle. Okay. So again, please pay attention on the content. Okay. Yeah. And we don't have much discussion here. This is for online class. And the message, yes, you can send to me, but it's better if you can email to me. Okay. All right. So let's start with the class today. Okay. Here, let me see here. We go over briefly for this class, briefly about the life of Buddha. Could you mind to talk briefly?
The life of the Buddha. Like he said, he was a prince of the Sakya clan over in India. He was born actually in Nepal, Lumbini, which is like kind of close to India, pretty close to India. He was born there, and then he lived in India, his palace with the Sakya clan. I don't know, when he was like 20 or something, he like snuck out into the village or into the town. He actually got to see the 4 sites, which was like a deceased man, or it's not necessarily in this order, but it was like a deceased man, that old man, sick person, and I forgot the 4th one. But,
Hindu monk.
Huh? Yeah, Hindu monk. The Hindu monk, you know, I guess kind of opened his mind towards the enlightened path. So he went back into his palace and, you know, and then for a little bit he snuck out, and this was like his final like departure from the palace. And so this was on his path towards enlightenment. He just encountered a lot of things. He did like self-mortification, and then I think it was like for 6 years he was gone, and then finally he realized that self-mortification and, you know, starving yourself and like going through all this like really bad situations wasn't leading to the right path to enlightenment, and finally he realized that, and then he became enlightened, and that's all I've pretty
Well,
much.
that's great then. Thank you. This is I think I will go briefly about the Light Buddha here in India. Who've been in India before? Anyone of you were there? When was that?
A few years ago, in like about 2003, 2004, I went to Pakistan, but we visited India, we visited Delhi.
And this is your...
My family's from Pakistan.
Oh, okay. Is that, okay. And Tyson was India, part of India before. And let's see here. Okay, this is Nepal now. Nepal belonged to India before. It is separate. Okay. So he was born in this area here. A couple people are still here. This is the ancient site. That's where he was born. And this is the dreams the queen, his mom has the dream of the sisters, while elephants that enter her body. This is the myth. This is happening in Anka condition. And he was born. After he was born, he walked 7 steps. This is miracles in the Anka tradition. And that is where he was born, and that's what we call the Ashoka Buddha. So more than 200 years after he passed away, this was a Buddhist king who erected that pillar at his place, the place where he was born, the place where he first attained enlightenment, the place where he first gave teaching, the place where he passed away. So that's why we know this the historical Buddhas. And that's his birthplace. Yeah, that is why now they recognize as he was born in the 6th century BC. And there's a tradition and so forth. And his mom passed away 7 days after he was born. And he was raised by his aunt. And she became the first nun later on in the Sangha, Buddhist Sangha. And when he was young, he loved animals. And he sees the nature of life, what they call the big fish swallow the smaller one. That's the nature of life. So he recognizes suffering. And even when he was young, 10, 11, he meditated, he entered that state of mind, the first state of mind, what they call first jhana, but we will learn once in class. And that's because of that's our experience later on when he practiced 6 years of self-coaching. He remembered the experience when he was young. It's very helpful for him. That's why he gave up that kind of self-modification and self-coaching. And his father arranged him to have a wife, and but he locked him in. Not locked him in, but he built the palace for him to live, so that he be shunned from the real life of suffering. That's what that one. He want his son to be next king. So that's why his father, the king, want him to enjoy his life in the palaces instead of seeing the real life. But later on, when he went out to see outside, this sick person, the old person, the dead, that's normal. And it has happened, and it is. It happened to us, the dog, the cat, and so forth. And that's right. The nature process of life. And later on, he saw a Hindu monk, the one who gave up everything, to seek for spiritual life. That's what. And here, he turned away from indulgence, and he left his wives and son, by himself. And he get, at first he didn't know what to do, but he cut off his hair and then the robe as the Hindu monk did. And I just went, this is here, this is the place. He was born here, this is the city. So eventually he went down to this place here. Okay, he met the king who wanted to sacrifice animals. He wanted to stop that. Okay, and the king offered him half of his kingdom if he stay back. He say no, I gave up my kingdom already, so I don't want to. I don't want to do other things. So he can move on, and he met his first teacher, the one who taught him meditation. This is the high state of mind, state of meditative state of mind. But he didn't satisfy with that. He moved on to the next one. Yeah. So his first two teachers taught him to attain some state of mind in meditation, but he didn't satisfy himself. So he moved on to do the practice. Like we see, I see practice here. Even in India nowadays, if you visit India, there's many people, they still practice this kind of self-modification. Probably it's too strange for us, but it's still happening. And he did this kind of see that self-torture. And he suffered by extreme practice. But later on, he gave up after 6 years. He has 5 companions to practice with him. But later on, he see that one girl, she offered the food for him, so he started to accept and go back to the middle way to practice meditation. But his parents let him because they thought that he gave up. So he made a vow to attain enlightenment. And according to the legend, he put the bowl and made the vows that unless he attains enlightenment, otherwise he stay here. And if he will attain enlightenment, the bowl would float upstream, and it did because of this vow. And one guy offered the grass for him to sit, and he meditated for 49 days. I used to ask a student, especially young one, can you sit for 49 minutes? It's not easy. Not talking about 49 days straight, without eating, without drinking. It's not easy. But he practiced for 6 years of self-modification, so it's okay for him, but not okay for us too much. And after that, he had a lot of tests, inner state and outer, internal and external. Especially when you sit there, you have to deal with your internal demons, is that right? All kind of things here, all kind of suffering that you may have in here. You may have the conflict with your friends, your family members, and whoever. They pop up. You have to deal with them. Okay. How about but he passed all the tests. Even the temptation or the fear and so forth, and after that he attained enlightenment, become Buddha through meditation. That's the point. Yeah, so that's why we learn from him. Okay, and after that, after his enlightenment, this is where Bodhigaya, this is where he attained enlightenment. This is here. There's nowadays million of Buddhist people around the world come there to do meditation, to do the practice under that Buddha tree, and that tree is the second, the third generation, not the first one. That's where here, the Bodhigaya here. Okay, Lumini, that's where he was born, and Bodhigaya here. Okay, and this is here. And after he attained enlightenment, according to the legend, one Brahma, a celestial god, came down and requested him to do the teaching, and he did. And he went here to teach his 5 companions. How about we stop here today, and we continue this Thursday. Let me know any questions. Okay. Thank you.